Begin. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Synod Day webinar. My name is Justin, and I serve on staff with the Gathering. And with me this afternoon, we have Pastor Eric Carlson, who serves as the team leader for Synod Day. And he has a lot of great information for you. Throughout the webinar, if you have any questions for us, feel free to use the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen, and we'll answer all those questions at the very end. And then one last thing before we pass it over to Eric, we want to give a special thanks to the ELCA Foundation for sponsoring our Zoom webinar series. The Foundation's ministry is to help congregations and individuals make an impact in the world. One of the ministries of the Foundation is providing socially responsible investing for ELCA congregations and ministries which follow the guidelines and priorities of the ELCA. If you or your ministry would like to learn more about the Foundation, we encourage you to visit elcafoundation.org. And with that being said, I will pass it over to you, Eric.
Thank you very much, Justin. I appreciate it. And hello, everybody. I'm really glad to be with you all and to have the opportunity to share some of the highlights of what Synod Day is looking like for the ELCA Youth Gathering coming up in July. As Justin mentioned, I'm Eric Carlson, and I am really thrilled and honored to be serving as team leader for Synod Day. And I'm joined by approximately 100 other people who are making Synod Day happen. And I'll be sharing more about who those people are in just a few moments. Synod Day has been part of the gathering since 2012, and each cycle of the gathering has taken on Synod Day has taken on a little different identity, but the purpose has remained the same. That is the faith formation in teens, which happens to be the mission of the gathering itself. Synod Day is one of the rotation programs of the gathering. Congregations will be assigned to attend Synod Day on one day, and then the next day it'll be interactive learning, including the voyage, and another day it will be service learning. So your Synod Day will take place on one of the full days of the gathering. That's going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at the end of July. You will be notified of your rotation schedule through your registration portal. The flow of Synod Day this summer hopes to create a really sacred space for developing community and worshiping together and celebrating the sacraments and engaging our faith through song and worship and small group conversations and a whole lot of fun. The goals of the Synod Day are really in line with the goals of the gathering itself. We hope youth and adults are affirmed and challenged in their faith. We hope that people will walk away with some new perspective, whether that be from the worship experience or small group conversations that will be taking place or any part of the Synod Day experience. We hope people will have a chance to reflect on God's calling in their life, what God is calling them to be in their vocation, and certainly to continue to learn who we are as the church together. But Synod Day's goal really centers on the opportunity to become more deeply connected in community with peers, and at this opportunity, peers from our own region. Some synods have opportunities for youth to gather throughout the year in their territory, but the gathering provides an opportunity for all the participants to gather as a synod. One of the things that excites me the most about Synod Day is the opportunity for youth to be involved in leadership. For those of you who have not ever experienced Synod Day at a gathering, our team, the Synod Day core team and the curriculum team, develops the curriculum and the worship experience, but all of that is owned by the Synod themselves. And we really hope that our young people have a role in the planning process in these next few months, but also serve as the leaders at the gathering, whether that be the main speakers on the Synod Day stage, or be one of the musicians in the Synod Day band, or one of the many other opportunities to hone their leadership skills and be involved and share their gifts as part of the Synod Day experience. Synod Day will certainly be lifting up the theme of the gathering, that we do indeed have a boundless God. And we will do that through worship, and we will do that through engaging the daily themes, depending on the day that you are assigned to Synod Day. So for those of you who will be assigned to Synod Day on Monday, you will be focusing on the theme of God's boundless creation. On Tuesday, we'll be lifting up the theme of God's boundless forgiveness. And on Wednesday, God's boundless invitation. And you can learn more about those daily themes on the Gathering website. Every synod has a Synod Day director, and these 65 individuals really are the backbone of Synod Day. Synod Day directors just had their training in Minneapolis at the beginning of November, and some of them were able to join us online, and they are primed and ready to get your Synod Day experience organized over these next few months and energized for July. You can find out who your Synod Day director is by emailing gathering@elc.org, or you can contact your Synod office. Just to be clear, the Synod Day director is a different role than the Gathering Synod coordinator. Sometimes those roles get a little confused, but the Gathering Synod coordinator is your all things gathering expert and contact in your synod. The Synod Day director is solely responsible for your Synod Day experience. We have been thrilled over the past few cycles to have our bishops take on a lead role in our Synod Day experience. Once again, they have been invited to preach and preside at the worship service that's part of Synod Day, and simply to be part of the whole day and be part of the community. Those bishops have indeed received an invitation to be part of the day, and so we're excited about that. And just so you have a little bit of an idea about the flow and the schedule of Synod Day, I want to share this information with you with a bit of a caveat. We're still several months away from the gathering, so this schedule may alter slightly before we hit July. But this gives you a little bit of a clue of what you can expect. We'll be looking at our Synod Day directors and all of their teams that will be leading Synod Day to arrive at their property around 8:30 a.m. But the doors open for all the participants at 10:30 a.m. And we have the official kickoff for Synod Day beginning at 11 a.m. And if you haven't heard this news, a new part of Synod Day that has never been part of Synod Day experience in the past cycles is that we are providing lunch for all the participants who are gathering together for Synod Day. So that takes one meal off your plate as you organize your time at the gathering. And then after our whole experience together of the curriculum and small groups and lunch, we'll bring things to a close a little before around 3 p.m. And then you will head down to downtown Minneapolis to grab some supper and get ready for mass gathering in the evening. One of the other new features of Synod Day this cycle is that we are being hosted by local congregations across the Minneapolis Area Synod, across the St. Paul Area Synod, and Augsburg University. We are really excited to have Synod Day hosted by these individual congregations and Augsburg. We're looking forward to that partnership together. Now, those host congregations spread across the metro area may or may not be located near your hotel assignments, but you are welcome to use your own transportation to get your congregation and or your synod to your Synod Day location. And if you don't have your own transportation in Minneapolis, well, then you can certainly sign up to use Gathering Transportation, and we'll make sure that you are picked up at your hotel or a central location and delivered to your Synod Day property. And then after Synod Day, you'll be taken downtown to again get ready for the evening together. So how can you get involved in Synod Day before you show up at the end of July in Minneapolis? Your Synod Day director will be developing several planning and implementation teams in the next few weeks. Again, the Synod Day planning team has developed that full curriculum and the worship experience and the supporting resources, but each synod contextualizes all of this. So some of those teams that will be developed in your synod will include things like a curriculum team, taking what our team has developed and making it contextual for your location and for your people. There will be a worship team that's developed that takes care of all things worship, from worship leadership to preparing the sacrament of Holy Communion, greeters and ushers, and all the things that go into making the worship section of Synod Day happen. We will have a music team develop in your synod, and that means the people who are thinking about the overall musicianship of Synod Day, but of course also recruiting the musicians who will be part of the team itself. And then also your synod will need some good old tech people who will be in charge of running the PowerPoint and be connecting with our local congregations that are hosting us to make sure all things tech are ready to go. So before we enter into some time for questions, I want to share with you some of the folks who have been working hard on your behalf. On the screen, you will see our Synod Day core team. That includes the people who have been working for many, many months already, who are putting together the details and the logistics of everything that you're going to be experiencing in Minneapolis. In addition to that core team, we have, like I said, close to 100 other people who will be putting this Synod Day together, including the logistics team in Minneapolis, who started a good couple of years ago to help us think about those host congregations that will be welcoming us. There's a curriculum team that's been working hard for many months, 65 Synod Day directors, as I mentioned, our 21 property managers who will really be your host at the property to welcome your congregation, your synod into that space. And then 6 area coordinators who really have the responsibility of being the handlers for the property managers and caretakers of them in their work. I am so thankful for each and every one of these people who have already been hard at work on behalf of the gathering to make the end of July a successful and impactful experience for us all. So with that, Justin, I turn it over to you for any questions about Synod Day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. That was some great information. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to use the Q&A feature at the bottom and we'll get to those. We have one question about lunch and is asking if gluten-free and vegetarian lunches will be available on Synod Day. And the answer is yes, right?
Yep. It is. That is the answer. Yes, we will be providing limited numbers of both of those options for each of our properties.
Awesome. Does anyone else have any other questions? All right. Well, I think that concludes our webinar then. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this afternoon to learn about Synod Day, and thanks, Eric, for sharing all of the great, wonderful things that your team is up to. If you have any questions, oh, there might be another Q&A. Do we need to pre-order gluten-free meals?
That is something that we haven't solidified at this time, and that would most likely be, Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, but just be part of your whole gathering registration process too. That would also impact any other meals that are provided, like service learning. So more to come on that.
Yeah, more to come. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. I will invite you to join us for our next webinar, which is February 17th at 7 p.m. Central with Mass Gathering and our team leader, Chris Marine. So we will see you in February. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving and Christmas. And yeah, stay safe and we will see you next year.
Thanks, everybody.